Oh, you know, you're speaking a bastard tongue.
From the outside world for thousands of years and discovered by the French in 1858. It was hidden in the jungle by fig trees. This is the city designated to confirm the banyan tree, a tree that starts in the sky. Birds drop their seeds from the sky on the leaves of existing trees. The branches spread out horizontally and then grows down, covering everything beneath it. The tree is worshipped throughout Asia. It's called the tree of God. It is the only tree that starts in the sky and comes down. Here you see it written that one tree covered 20,000 people. It is the most unusual tree on earth. It's the fig tree, the banyan tree, the tree that hid a 36-mile wide city in the jungle for thousands of years. This is the tree of God. Here it is explained that the tree spreads indefinitely and it is not known to die. It's the tree of immortality. It is the most famous tree in Asia, the banyan tree, of the religious teachings of the Africans of Asia. This is the entrance to the temple called Angkor Thom. An 8-mile perimeter covers the city. This picture shows you how the tree starts in the sky and the roots come down, covering that face which you see. Those are roots from the tree which started in the sky, covering the face on a tower. There are 50 towers in this city. This is a picture of that particular city, a map showing you the 36-mile perimeter. And there's a 7-mile perimeter around this city of Angkor Thom. This is the city which we will focus on, the Bayonne, the central temple of Angkor Thom. This city is viewed as a Bible, a sermon in stone. As you can see, it was built by men to confirm and serve as evidence, irrefutable, that even though the city was sacked of its riches when it was discovered by the French, it still bears testimony to the teachings of the black people, the Africans of Asia. This shows you that there are, in fact, 50 states in the United States, and there were 50 towers in this city. On the walls of this is the Europeans coming into Africa. We see they have weapons on their shoulders. This is on the walls in this city. We see the African with his bow and arrow going to meet the European on the field of battle. We see the African with his elephants and his weapons of war going to meet the aggressor coming into his country. Here we see the two armies clashing on one single panel on the southern wall at the temple of the Bayonne in this city. The African army on the left, the European army on the right, and they clash in the center of this stone carving of the European invasion of Africa, as the Europeans lower the African arms to the bottom of the ship and take off to America, onward to America. The middle passage where the Africans are thrown overboard, the entire history or book of Revelation or unveiling is shown in this city of the kidnapping of Africans from Africa. This city is a book of Revelation, an apocalypse in stone. It is discovered by the one they call the United States of America and their slaves to identify the truth carved in stone thousands of years before it happens about these people, the Africans of America. This document, this is the true document of the slave trade from Great Britain or the British House of Commons. It consists of certified eyewitness reports of the satanic atrocities of slavery. The fact that it was a conspiracy is evident by the pattern of punishment and the systematic step-by-step method in which it was applied for over 400 years. It is an orgy in the infliction of pain. The infliction of pain on innocent people with eyewitness step-by-step reports on what they was supposed to do and what they intended to do to these people who they identified in their document as injured humanity. They meant to injure these people, and this was their intent. They referred to them as injured humanity. Christians did this to the children of Africa. Here is how the European artist of that time interpreted that event with his pen. The same event in the British Commonwealth, testifying to what they said that they did at that time to the black man. Here, the testimony from a rock in this hidden city tells exactly what happened, which was known by the gods. A testimony in silence from a stone and from a paper in the British House of Commons. I just interpret what they said that they did with their pen. Crimes of passion, with malice that the human mind could think of, with unbridled license, according to their own words. This is the history of the black woman and her babies in the United States of America. By their pen, by their own admission, and by the stones of the Africans of Asia, the black woman giving her baby away to a known beast who had already inflicted the same pain on her. In stone, speaking loud, on paper, they both sing together the same song. The exploitation and degradation and crucifixion of the black people of America with unbridled license. A stone city in Asia, buried in the jungle. The history of the black people. That black woman was forced to go back to the plantation and give her love to the white woman, the slave master's baby. After she gave her baby away, they made her love his. Incredible. This is according to what they say they did. The passions, the worst passions of the human mind, rage with unbridled license. They call us the extra. They say the pen and the stone, yea, shall bear witness against them. The slave and stone running away, and the worst thing, getting caught and brought back. Angkor Wat in Southeast Asia, coming back to face the infliction of pain. See, here's some freed slaves with the pen, screaming loud, a woman and her baby being caught and taken back into slavery. Observe the fear in the child. This is their pen speaking to you. This is the power of their pen. In stone, the slaves being caught, who ran away, brought back and thrown down through a lower hell for lower punishment, being beaten, their tongues being pulled out, hung from trees, savagely beaten with bats, sticks, knives. They had 50-pound bricks, according to what they wrote, that they would crush them with. They would throw them in hot sugarcane oil. They would pour hot lead on them. This is what they say they did in this document, and here it is, screaming from a stone, bearing mute witness to what they say that they did, confirming that. Here it is right here. The objective is to force the black woman to know that her new man was the white man, so he branded her. He made her loyal to him. He raped her. He made her carry his baby. Then he invited other nations. He said he was a beast with two horns. North America and South America, the same crimes against us. From the stone of Southeast Asia showed the black man in the position of the cross, with his penis castrated, the man below him with a knife, with pins throughout his body showing the severe pain him and the black woman were forced to suffer. They are the Christ in Asia. And this is how they did the Christ. In stone and in paper. Before slavery, they never put him on the cross. The pen and the brick and the rock in harmony. The crucifixion of the Christ. This is the true identity of Christ. Black people know very little about this, or nothing at all. It's them. They eat the whole hog, as you see them putting the whole hog in the pot there. That means they ate hog maw, hog head, and hog jaw. They ate pig feet, pig ears, and pig knuckles, chitlins, fat back, ham hocks, pork chops, pork skins. They ate everything pork. They ate the whole hog. Who else fits this description? They even ate pork and beans. There's your beans. Pork and beans, y'all. Hey, he shall make their hands testify against them. That's what they did. You're the only people on the planet who eat that much pig. Wages. The African American went to work for America in the building of America, as we see here, as the stone speaks. From this city buried in the jungle in Southeast Asia, he went to work and he did everything he could, which is shown here in stone by his juggling, doing whatever he can, catch as catch can. This is the history. His first big job was fighting for the slave master. He got the highest pay, and he got great respect, and he got a gun. The slave master pointing, kill the enemy, the Vietnamese, the Korean, the Japanese. In the city of Stone in Southeast Asia, we see an identical response. American history gives its applause to this stone city. This stone city did it first. They wrote it in stone, and it speaks from the pen and from the rock. Get your enemy, sick 'em like a dog. He got his jobs working on the railroad as a servant, which is his number 2 position, as we see here in stone. He served in all the kitchens, all the hotels, on the trains, and he shined their shoes, which the gods of Southeast Asia knew before it happened. Oh yeah, his 3rd job, which he is most famous for, he's a musician. He can dance, his woman can dance, and sing. Music became their industry, as we see here from the rock. And the rock hollers loud, Mr. Bojangles. There it is in stone, from Southeast Asia, in the city buried in the jungle. Oh, and they had those New Orleans marching bands too, that the Africans of Asia knew about in advance. They showed them with their marching bands and their horns and their djembe, African drum, to show what people it was. And of course, the African talking drum speaks for itself from the rock in a city buried in the jungle for thousands and thousands of years. According to their document, so that you wouldn't be mad at the slave master, you'd be mad at the man with the whip. They had a specific mode of beating slaves. They would have 2 blacks hold them in the front, 1 black hold them in the back, and another black beat him under the instructions of the white man. The slave who is receiving this beating is angry at the blacks who are beating him. This is reborn. This is what they did intentionally to make you hate each other, and this is reborn and it's depicted here, the effects. These are not 2 gladiators. This is brother against brother in stone. Notice they look exactly alike. This is what the gods of Asia were telling you. The effects were brother against brother, which is in our culture. The white woman spying on the Negroes, working. There they are. They snitching on each other. They got fights with each other. That's the effect of slavery. They gambled with each other, stole each other's money, tried to take each other's money, became enemies of each other. That's the effects of slavery. Stealing from each other, which is endemic in our culture. One brother would get mad in stone. Here you see him solving the problem, killing you, cracking you on the head with a baseball bat in stone. The stone is screaming, telling you exactly the effects of slavery. Here we are in jail in Southeast Asia, in the city, in the jungle. We occupy the jails all over the country. We fill them up in stone. We started drinking, taking alcohol. These are the effects of slavery. And today you find us all over America doing what we have been doing for the last 400 years, begging for survival. This is the man who did it. He wears leopard skin from the Indus Valley because a leopard is the only animal that will attack a human being without provocation. The stone speaks without provocation. That's what this text. This is a wall carving showing you everything you just saw. Or almost everything. Bearing mute witness to the history of that people.
day that they just discovered. It had ivy all over the doggone buildings and everything. Nobody even knew it existed. When they took all the ivy and burnt all the ivy down, they had, it was like over 3,000 years old. It was a prophecy that the Negroes was going to go into captivity to a faraway land. They had us on ships and in shackles and everything.
Blueprint.
Huh? Like a blueprint, yeah. It was a prophecy.